Hi, my name is Megan Knight, and I will be doing an interview with Zahab today for Metropolis, Bleu, and CPF. We are here with Zahab, Canada's most renowned ultramarathon runner.
And his daughter, Mia.
Out of all the ultramarathons you've participated in, which demanded the highest kind of physical training?
It's a great ultramarathon. But you know what? They're all difficult. Everything is difficult. So, but there's a difference between the expeditions that I'm doing and the races that I did. I've done a race in a while, a long time. But the expeditions I would think are take more time for me to prepare because there's things beyond the physical preparation and the mental preparation. There's also the gear and the logistics and setting up so that I can communicate with students and all of these little pieces that come together. So I would say probably maybe the South Pole was the most difficult to prepare for, both if you combine all the things together.
How many months or training did this need?
Well, the South Pole expedition took me about 6 months to prepare physically because we trekked for 33 days, 23 hours, and 55 minutes or something like that to the South Pole. Unsupported, so we dragged sleds that weighed 170 pounds. Actually, it was closer to 180 pounds now that I recall. And that with all of our food and gear and everything that we needed, we were totally self-contained. Running the Sahara, though, also, we ran 7,500 kilometers in 111 days, and I prepared for months running 30 kilometers a day, 30 kilometers a day, 30 kilometers a day to try and get ready to run 70 a day, which was very difficult. Yeah, they're all tough. 6 months, though, was the average training time.
It's amazing. So that was your daily routine, was 30 kilometers every day?
Yeah, 30 kilometers running every day. Yeah, yeah. For running the Sahara. For the South Pole, I ran less, but I was dragging tires and stuff.
Yeah. So it would have been
same amount of time.
Yeah. I understand it would have been difficult emotionally as well. Being away from your loved ones.
Oh yes, absolutely. Being away from Kathy and being away from the baby, that's the most difficult part of the expeditions. Now, on some of the expeditions, the youth-based expeditions, when youth adventurers come with me and my team, Kathy, my wife, comes with me, and she's one of the guides. She helps. And she's a great runner and a great athlete, And when Mia gets old enough, she'll be a guide, hopefully, right? Maybe? Yeah.
Do you like running?
Do you like to run? Do you like to run? Do you like to run? No!
Which was your most preferred ultramarathon or expedition?
Well, like I said, they're all my favorites. But I think what I really liked about this last one to Siberia was that I was able to communicate with thousands of students for the first time our technology, not for the first time, we'd done it before, but the technology really worked well in this expedition and it continues to improve. And so that was the most exciting so far for me, was just this last expedition to Siberia.
Did Kathy go along with you?
No. That one I went with the same guy that I went to the South Pole with, and we worked very well in the cold together and in running really long distances, so yeah.
How many people went with you guys? Just you two?
Just the two of us, yeah. And then Kathy was here and helped with all the operations of the organization and make sure that everything worked so that we would be able to communicate with the students. Open in.
Personally, what did you think of the overall experience in the Sahara Desert, seeing these people along your journey?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, the best part of the Sahara is the people, right? The people were so friendly and kind and generous. They would give us food. We'd visit the communities, they'd give us food, and you learn a lot about other people in other countries too, right? That's so interesting. And the nomads, the Tuareg in the Sahara, But I think learning about how serious water issues are in Northern Africa was really opened my eyes, because to think that we turn the tap on and we have clean a glass of water, you don't even think about it, right? You're thirsty, you have a drink of water. Well, there you have to really think about it, because maybe the water's no good, or where are you going to find the water, Yeah. So it's almost, clean drinking water is almost a luxury to have. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why should it be such a way,
Yeah. I understand your documentary, I saw a bit of it, Running the Sahara, raised awareness of the water crisis, like you said, in Africa. Was that the original plan of the whole trek?
No, it wasn't. I mean, the original plan of Running the Sahara was to run across the Sahara Desert, I think, you know. Of course, it was on our minds going into the expedition, but it really became more about that towards the end of the expedition, because we learned so much while we were out there, right?
Yeah. I heard you went on a camel.
I didn't, you know, I've been on top of camels before, but in the movie that was Charlie that got on top of the camel. Yeah, and it was funny because we all three of us were so tired that day running, and then here was the camel, so we each, you know, said, no, you go, and Charlie got on the camel, so.
That's interesting. How was working with Matt Damon on this?
Oh, he's a spectacular person, just a really nice, down-to-earth human being like all the rest of us, you know what I mean? And he's just a very nice guy, so he was very excited about the project.
Since the documentary, what has been the progress of your organization, H2O Africa?
Well, H2O Africa was created by Matt Damon and some people that were very concerned about, you know, raising money for these water bodies, and they made a significant dent. They've raised a tremendous amount of money, and now H2O Africa works with another organization together, and Kathy and I, to continue to raise money, and Kathy and I sit on the board of directors of a Canadian organization called the Ryan's Well Foundation, and it's a great, amazing Canadian organization that we really felt that we could be part of, and so that's what we do, and as well we have our own organization, Impossible.
Nice. While running through the 6 countries in Africa, Senegal, Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Libya, and Egypt, which was the most magical or...
Niger, for sure. Because the dunes, the sand dunes, the Tuareg people, everything about Niger was amazing. All the countries were great, but Niger, I really liked. You could go 1,000 kilometers and see nothing but sand.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, did it really feel like 75,000 kilometers in 111 days?
7,500 kilometers.
Oh, 100.
75,000 would be absolutely amazing, but I don't think I could ever do that. You know what? It did feel like that. It was very difficult physically and mentally because you're running, like, you know, not quite 2 marathons a day. 2 marathons a day would be, you know, 84 kilometers. So we're running an average of 70 kilometers a day, though. And that's difficult to do, you know? And so when the more tired you get and mentally broken down and injured and sick, it's very hard to wrap your head around it. So physically it was very tough,
yeah. How does it feel to be one of the first humans in history to run coast to coast across the Sahara Desert?
It feels great. I mean, you know, that's the neat thing. And I mean, you know, with the self-pull, we set a world record. And by call, we just became the fastest ever. And I've done some other things too. When I ran across all over Canada, I ran 80 kilometers a day in each province and territory in 13 days. 13 provinces and territory. And nobody had ever done anything like that before. It's exciting and fun to say that. But those aren't the things that excite me the most. So they take a back seat to the fact that I get to visit with hundreds and hundreds of schools in a year, or I get to communicate with thousands of students during an expedition. That's the more exciting thing, you know?
You have inspired me to believe in myself that you can make a difference. If you had one thing to say to teenagers, what would you say?
I would say to teenagers that, do you like the music I'm playing on there? I would say that the things I'm learning, I've said this before, the things I'm learning, I'm 41, I think I'm 41 years old, so I'm so old I can't even remember how old I am. You know, the things I'm learning now are that we all have an ability to do something extraordinary in our lives, and we can't underestimate what we're able to do. But we do that. That's what we do. As human beings, we totally underestimate. We think we can't do that, or we think we can't do that, and we can. And I would say my message to youth is, know that now. That you have a whole world in front of you. Don't wait till you're an old man like me to figure out that, you know, you can do neat things with your life. You know?
Thank you.
Okay. That's it.